Can a vacation home be both fun and responsible? Casiola is trying to find out. They're continuing their journey to make their homes more sustainable and to get certified by the first global standard for vacation rentals, Sustonica. Now, we continue on the third episode of their journey as they show us all what it takes to raise the bar in the world of vacation rentals.
Last time we talked about improving energy efficiency. Now it's time to get down and dirty about waste management. We'll need to make sure that we're cutting down waste wherever we can, keeping things sustainable and minimizing what ends up in the landfill. This criteria is very complicated, especially in Florida. So some of the challenges we have here in Florida when it comes to waste management is that nothing is universal. Everything is different depending on what county, what city you're in. It's not the whole state. It also boils down to the counties, to the communities within those counties, how they handle their waste management. They don't provide the recycling bins for us, and if they do, and if we decide to implement our own, at that point it'll be greenwashing because they're just gonna mix it in with the trash, and that's something that we don't want. And it would be extremely difficult for us to do it on our own. So, waste management for Casiola boils down to three main things: reducing pollution, cutting down on single-use plastics, and making recycling easy and effective. So waste management is something that we really have to think out of the box for with Casiola in our properties and how we can get to that goal. It's not just about using less, it's about using smarter.
So Sustonica is the only globally recognized standard of sustainability in the short-term rental space. If we think about the short-term rental space in the US, it's massive. So it's expected to be about 100 billion by 2030, and it's also growing at a rapid rate. So it's around 10% year on year. And what that means from a sustainability point of view is that's something that really needs to be tackled, both at a national level and at an international level.
As vacation rental managers, correctly reducing and managing waste is a top item on our priority list. And it's not just about what we do in our properties, it's about empowering our guests to minimize waste too. Honestly, these aren't just buzzwords. These are real steps we need to take, especially when it comes to more sustainable materials and setting up proper waste management systems in our properties. When we started the sustainability era of Casiola, we started the battery recycling program. One of the first prizes for that team was a clip-on Bluetooth speaker. We collected over 11 pounds of batteries just with that team. But we also want to remind the team that we don't do it for prizes, we do it because we care and we want to save our planet. Sustonica's validation is more than just a badge. It's the maximum recognition you can get, and it shows travelers are genuinely committed to sustainability, along with economical, social, and environmental benefits.
Well, it's based on quite a number of different internationally recognized standards. So you might have heard of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, you might have heard of the Eco Act label, you might have heard of ISO 17065. But what all these international frameworks attempt to do is they try to create a standardized way to evaluate what is sustainable and what isn't sustainable.
According to Booking.com's Sustainable Travel Report for 2024, 32% of travelers say they choose sustainability because, honestly, they believe it's just the right thing to do. Another 16% feel that it enhances their overall experience. Then there's 11% who are in it for the authentic local culture, and 7% that think this actually makes their trip more fun. That's pretty solid variety of reasons. On the flip side, you've got 33% who feel the damage is already done, and there's no turning back, while 28% feel like their traveling time is too precious to worry about sustainability. It's a mixed bag, but that's where we can all step in and make a difference.
The challenges we've encountered in the Sustonica certification process so far is really our own education. Knowing when they say removing microplastics, what does that really entail? Finding ways to figure those things out and get them switched out. I've also been made aware of some educational modules that I can go online to check out, and they'll help me get through some of these things and know more about sustainability and what I can do to improve my house.
And as promised, here's a quick tip for those watching at home. If you want to start recycling, begin by setting up a simple system. Get separated bins for plastic, glass, paper, and metal. It sounds basic, but once you have it in place, it becomes second nature, and you'll be amazed at how much waste you can divert from the landfill. We always need to look at the full life cycle, from the materials themselves to how we're disposing of them. Convenience is great, but not at the cost of adding to the plastic problem. So that's it for waste management. Another step forward, and we're just one step closer to getting that badge. Next time, we'll dive into water efficiency. Let's see if we can cut down on waste there too.